I am Coach Rambabu, host of Rendezvous with Rambabu podcast. Today, we have gathered here to know many things about the power of we in the episode 27. We all know coming together is beginning. Keeping together is progress. But working together is success. This is the key. Based on this statement, we have selected the concept, the power of we. How we can work together to grow, to go successfully, reach our end target. Before inviting our guest of honor for the episode 27, I would like to request all the viewers. You have been giving a tremendous support. Subscribe, click the bell symbol, share, like, and watch. Without further ado, I would like to invite our guest of honor for this podcast 27 on the label Rendezvous with Rambabu to discuss the concept, the power of we. And really, we love to know a little bit about you. Could you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you for this opportunity. For those who don't know me, my name is Sasha E. Butler, and I am from the United States, New York, but I have lived in a couple of other states, including Maryland. I am so delighted to be here because it's just a wonderful opportunity. A little girl growing up, I've always wanted to see the world. I always wanted to be a part of a global society. And so this topic is so wonderful to me. But just a little bit background on me. I grew up in New York. I come from a long line of educators. My mother is a retired school principal, so the power of education is so important, and the power of we is so important. I am currently the CEO and founder for the Center for Collaborative Leadership Development. And my goal and my mission is to train, certify, and collaborate with a diverse and inclusive network of leaders who coach, mentor, and empower and train aspiring leaders. That is so important in today's society. I also focus on developing youth and young adults to be leaders and global citizens who are empowered to positively impact their community and their world. I've spoken at the United Nations, the Commission on the Status of Women, the United Nations General Assembly Conference, and I bring young people along with me, and I create platforms for people to have a voice so that we are inclusive and so that we're sharing and working together for a better world. So that's just a little bit about me, but I also share more about me as we go along.
Very proud and honored to listen about you. So it is a little, but it's very powerful. You have been doing tremendous work for the needy. Keep it up,
Thank
Coach.
you.
We really love to bring you to listen and to learn from your experiences to all our viewers. We are so lucky. Thank you so much. My following question, you and I, we have been traveling with this Share Every Global Foundation.
Yes.
Over a year, I think. I'm not sure, but.
Almost two now.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Exactly. We really love to listen something about your foundation, my foundation, and our foundation, Share Every Global Foundation. Could you please?
Oh, absolutely. I just love talking about Share Every because when we met, I found an organization that had the same global mindset that I had.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so important. I said, this is an organization that I can come alongside of, and that even though we have two different missions, we have a shared vision.
Yeah.
of making this world a better place. And one of the things I like about Share Every is how they use the platform, English language, free training and free coaching for people of all ages and all backgrounds. And that inspired me because I started getting these messages on WhatsApp. And I began to see people from Canada, from the United States, from India, from the continent of Africa, from Europe, all over the place. And they were all coming together to share a common language. Not a language simply because they did not honor their own culture and language, but because they understood the power of having one voice with so many perspectives and having the opportunity to work with 𝐂𝐿. We've done a number of projects. He has spoken on my platforms. I have had an opportunity to become a part of 𝐂𝐿 United States, which will give me an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to spread the word. See, it's so important that when you meet another organization that shares a vision with you, the power of collaboration and 𝐂𝐿, what they are doing is so needed in the United States. Literacy is such a big issue, but he puts it, Coach Rambabu does it in a way that's so engaging. It's so powerful. You walk away motivated and wanting to learn more and more and more. And so I look forward to doing more work with him and with the people who are part of this major, major mission and this powerful purpose that's changing the world every day.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to work with you, to be a part even in your vision and mission. Definitely, we go together and we grow together. We honored to listen something about our foundation. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I love that quote that is on the website, right? We go to and we grow together. That's so powerful.
Thank you, Coach. My dear viewers, this is the time to have a discussion, to know many things about the power of we. According to me, be united is a power. United means you and I tied, strong. So how we can tie a strong to carry the same vision and mission by using our potentiality. So shall we invite our guest of honor, Coach Sasha, to give her thought or visionary ideas on the concept? Yes, please. I'd like to begin this podcast 27 with this first question. The question is, who we are to be the power of we to this world? What's mostly our purpose for this world? What do you say on that?
That's such a powerful question. And when I saw it, I had to stop for a second and reflect. But when you think about we, it represents a collective mindset and emphasizes collaboration, unity, and shared responsibility. You see, being a global citizen is pivotal in amplifying the power of we. Without a global mindset, it's very difficult because global citizenship, it focuses on some key components of society, and that's social, political, environmental, and economic action. And when you're keyed in on that, with a community of like-minded individuals, global citizens who are making a change, it drives shared global responsibility. Mm-hmm. So you don't carry the burden alone. You realize the full potential of we individually. We must think, we must feel, and we must act. Because that's what global citizenship is about. It is about what we go and learn about global issues. And once we learn about it, how do we feel about it? It should impact us with empathy and motivation and a desire to do something different, to improve the situation. And then we must act on it. Our behavior must be in line with what we have learned and what we feel. And so we show ways that we care about what's going on in the world and the people in it. It's like combining your brain, your heart, and your hands to make this world a better place. And that's why we is always so important to me, because we is power.
Exactly. We itself, it has power, and we should add our collective mindset to go and grow together.
Yes.
And we is more powerful than any other. And we know the saying, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much.
True.
Yes, that is the strategy of we. Thank you so much for your beautiful answer.
Thank
My
you.
next question, I also personally want to know your kind of ideology towards this question.
Sure.
The entire globe is shifting its face towards or to concentrate 4 pillars. Whether you start a platform or foundation, whether I may start or I might start something else with different names, but there are hundreds and thousands of foundation, charities, or non-profits, NGOs, but whatsoever foundation it is, their major pillars, their concentration would be on 4. Those 4 are how to develop early childhood, leadership and learning, innovation, and creating opportunities. You and I, by showing the power of we, how we can give our utmost priority to make this global desire more fruitful. Could you please comment on that?
Absolutely. I want you to know I took some time to really delve into this. And I was answering all of the questions. This is the one I took a little bit more time on. And so I may do that again, but I will make up the time on the other ones. But this is so important because this is critical to transforming our world. So I want to start with early childhood, because from the earliest beginnings to our final chapters in life, bringing these pillars to life requires resilience and a relentless dedication, robust resources, and a heartfelt commitment. By weaving together global strategies with local wisdom, we steer society towards an enduring, impactful transformation. Now, when you think about early childhood, my favorite psychologist is Erik Erikson. He talks about the 7 stages of psychological development. In that, there is from 0 to 18 months. He says that's where trust is developed. That is where trust is developed. And so at the earliest stages, we must be pouring into and creating a climate, an environment of trust in our young people, in our children. Then he says from 18 months to 3 years is rooted in independence. So teaching them to think independently and letting them be autonomous in the things that they do. So often we try to steer them in the direction we want them to go, but it's so important that we allow that to happen. Then from the ages of 3 to 6 is proactive engagement. They want to take the initiative. Allow them. It's okay if they fail. When they first start walking, they fall. And we pick them right back up again. Well, even at this stage, let them try things. They go, I want to do it. I can do it. That's what they say. I can do it. Let me do it. And we must allow that. Then from the ages of 6 to 12, this is where they start to develop those skill sets, right? Those competencies that's so important to becoming global citizens, becoming leaders in society and change agents. This is where skill proficiency is so important. Industry. This is where they decide, I want to be a police officer. I want to be an educator. I want to be a lawyer. Let them explore. I remember changing what I wanted to do several thousand times, right? But it was so important for me to proactively engage in the future of the things I wanted to do, because I started to think creatively and innovatively, and I had a positive mindset about what my future can hold. He said number 6 is number 5 is identity. From ages 12 to 20, self-awareness. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later on about emotional intelligence, but self-awareness is so key. We have to, in early childhood, as they continue to develop through these stages, to help them become self-aware of themselves and an understanding of other people's emotions and feelings. And intimacy happens from the ages of 20 to 40, a deep connection that they make in life, in relationships. in communication and social skills. All of this starts from the day they are born. But then at the end of their life, from the ages of 40 to 65, and we know people are living longer now, is lasting legacy. People want to leave a legacy. In order to leave a legacy, we must start at early childhood to make a difference. That's so important. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. And see, you have pointed out here, we need to make or to fulfill this global desire, we need to have heartfelt commitment first.
Yes.
Otherwise, we can't. But whatever we do, we need to be committed first. And also, we need to have a self-awareness why we have been doing all these such things. What is the benefit? To whom I'm helping? Who are going to benefit? In what ways? So whenever you have this kind of self-awareness, even we can get proper understanding about the opponent or the needy. Otherwise,
yes,
we can't give anything to the world. So hope definitely you and I, being as a head of the families, we must maintain heartfelt commitment as we are.
Yes.
Definitely we do. Thank you so much. Next.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. Another question, how do you handle the conflict or disagreement on your team? People or the followers be around you. You want to instruct, you want to guide, you want to make the people disciplined. But sometimes it goes beyond our expectations. Sometimes we need to face the disagreement. Then by keeping this concept, the power of we all the time, our sixth sense, pat on our back. Don't be angry. Don't be stressful. So because you have a goal, you have a vision, you have a mission to lead the whole crowd. So then how can you handle the conflict or disagreement whenever you are in team or surrounded by your team? Are there any tips to handle?
Absolutely. I want to start with this quote from late President Ronald Reagan. He said, peace is not the absence of conflict, but is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. And so this is where emotional intelligence really comes into play. We know in emotional intelligence, there are 5 core competencies, right? We know that it's so important to be self-aware, to understand first your emotions and how you feel about a situation or a circumstance, but to also then try to understand that of the other people around you. But also self-regulation. Now that you're aware and you understand, how do you respond? Right? This is so important in a global economy or a global environment, because what impacts me can have a ripple effect around the world. We saw that a few years ago with the George Floyd situation and other things that happened in the world, the pandemic. These things really have an impact. So we must first understand, then we must act. But we must act with intentionality, right? To make a difference. Is one thing to act in anger. Yes, we can be angry about things, but we must be intentional about having that mindset of peace, ensuring all voices are heard and validated, prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion, ensuring a space where every voice is valued, employing strategies like open dialogue, active listening, collaborative problem solving will help negate conflict or help them navigate conflict. Because see, if you do self-awareness and self-regulation, what then happens, you have the ability to be motivated. People, when they have an opportunity, people are 19% more productive in the workplace when they feel their voice is heard, when there's open communication. And so they're motivated to do better. So that does better for the organization. So empathy then comes in. Someone asked me yesterday, what is the difference between sympathy and empathy? Sympathy says I'm aware there's a problem, but I don't need to do anything about it. Empathy says I am aware and I am compelled to do something to improve your situation. And that's when in conflict, you have to have that mindset that we're part of this one team We're part of this one network and interconnected to help us solve these problems. And but last but not least is communication. Communication is so important, and social skills come into play. When you do that, you have to develop social skills and communication skills to make a difference.
Yeah. Interesting. To handle the conflict or disagreement, we need to have a peace mindset.
Yes.
Yeah. We should use like a weapon,
the
peace mindset, to trigger everything, whatever goes against us. You have explained the difference between empathy and sympathy. It's really beautiful. Small clarification, but very powerful clarification you have given. And also, finally, you have mentioned to handle the conflict or the disagreement when we are a superpower in the team, communication is the key.
Yes.
Really, I agree. Whenever we have a good communication or rapport with the community, we can handle. As per my opinion, everything are coming from your own vehicle, not from the surrounding society, from your own mission and vision, and from your charity, especially from your experiences.
Absolutely.
Really, really love you so much. And the next following question is the similar, but should listen more and more. So constructive criticism is very important. Many people, they don't be ready to take the criticism. As I know, where there is no criticism, there is no learning. But many people, whenever people criticize or judge, 90% of people, they don't digest. They argue. They fight. How dare you to criticize me? I have so and so position. No. So for me, we can learn even from child. We can learn from even from parents, society, from nature, from elders. So everything is a lesson in life. Adding to this, there is a statement, be careful with your words. We must be careful. And once they are said, they can be only forgiven, not forgotten. Some people, they give criticism wanted to suppress people rather than motivate or encourage the people. They wanted give such kind of criticism. Really, it's horrible to listen or even to experience.
I agree.
Yes, whenever you want to give any judgment or feedback to your team or to the opponent.
This is such a critical question, and one that's so important, especially for those of who lead teams and lead organizations.
Yeah.
This can either create a healthy culture or it can create a very toxic culture. One of the things that I do when I interview people and I have a conversation, whether it's with a staff member or a potential partner, I have that conversation earlier about constructive criticism. I talk about how pivotal it is first in our personal growth and then our professional growth. So often when we come into the workplace, we only want to talk about professional growth. Well, what's going on in you personally, how emotionally mature you are in your personal life will spill over into your professional life and growth. And so I am employing emotional intelligence because it's so important. I think it's so important also that when you give constructive criticism, you have to have strategies in place. One of my favorite strategies is called the sandwich methodology. And the reason why I like that one so much is because what it says is when you approach someone, instead of criticizing them or telling them what went wrong, celebrate the effort. Celebrate the effort. Say, I am so happy that you even had the courage to take on this task. I know it was difficult, but you had resilience and you stuck through it even when things didn't go well. However, I would like to take this opportunity to share some feedback that will help not only you, but us as a team, because we rely on you. And so here are the things that I think we can improve on. But I'm here to support you on that. Learning the knowledge, addressing the issues, and overcoming those challenges. And when we can, helping you navigate the stress of it all. And then after that, close a conversation with something positive and give that person a chance to also have something positive, but close in celebration with the fact that, again, we are on the same team and we have the same goal in mind, and that is to succeed and to make a difference in the world. So you have to have this balanced approach, but that's where relationship building is so key. That's where interpersonal relationships come into play. I think about the work that you do with young people at Share Every. You mentor. That is such an important work. I come on sometimes, I see those young people and you're pouring into them and you're constantly encouraging them, but you're challenging them to be their best, most authentic self and pull the potential out of them. And that's how you handle criticism, because you motivate them to want to learn more.
I love the phrase, whatever you have shared, that is, celebrate the efforts rather than concentrating on the criticism.
Yes.
Whenever we celebrate the effort, we won't get time to concentrate on others. So criticism is very important, but whatever is useful, you want to take into it. Otherwise, you just want to check out.
Right.
You just want to leave it. But you must listen, whether it is a good or a wanted criticism to suppress you. Then only you know, or you aware the criticism is for your improvement or the criticism is for your suppress. So first we should listen and apply.
As a leader, I always put myself in their shoes and think about how I want people to share feedback with me. And that's how we keep highly motivated teams. And that's how we succeed.
Yeah. Our two eyes should work. One is the positive side or another one is the opponent side. Then only you can make it balance. Whenever we have a good relationship, we should be ready to receive whatever faces or whatever comes in front of us. So thank you so much for your experiencing answer. This question is for you, Coach. You have been running a global platform. As we selected the concept, the power of we, how you can implement in your vision and mission to lead the whole team. What would be your priorities and strategies to implement this we?
Yes. To embody the mission and vision of we and the whole we concept, for me, it's imperative to anchor all of my decisions in the collective good.
Okay.
That's what drives me, is the collective good. So I may have ideas and I may have concepts and I may have a strategy or direction I want to go in, but I'm always asking myself, does this align with the collective good? And so that requires me to engage my community and engage the world, to ask questions and to learn. It requires a balanced strategic form of thinking, a deep understanding of the community and the needs of my community, as well as the needs of people in the world that I engage with, and a commitment for sustainability. That is so important. So I first, in everything I do, when I get up in the morning, what is for the collective good of my family, of my friends, of my community, of my city, of my nation, and of my country and around the world. And that drives me because it impacts how I think about everything. And I think through the lens, not only of my life, but the lives of people who will follow me, the people that I'm pouring into and I'm training. And I want to make sure I model that so that they model that, so that they're also doing the same thing. And that commitment to the collective good is the foundation and the catalyst for sustainability and for longevity in the work that we do. Now, let me share this little quote with you that I love, right? This quote is from Colin Powell. He was a former military general in the United States military. He said, good leaders set vision, missions, and goals. Great leaders inspire everyone, every follower at every level to internalize their purpose and to understand that their purpose goes far beyond mere details of the job. And I add to that, it goes far beyond me. It's not just about me. It is about the world around me and why I'm here. I am not here just for myself or my family. I am here so that this world that we're in can be a much more sustainable, tolerable, and peaceful environment.
The ending lines are really boosted me. You're not here for to prove your individuality or to get benefit for your family. You are here for other purposes, which is related to society and the community. Really, hats off to your commitment. And even I know I'm experiencing everything.
Let me share this. And a lot of people want to do what we're doing, Coach Rambabu. And it's so important that I say this. Having this mindset, I don't just wake up every morning and it feels good. There are days when it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice financially, emotionally. It's a sacrifice for my free time and my well-being sometimes. But because I do it, I really truly believe when you have a mindset for the collective good of everyone, those things that you need will find you. Wellness will find you. Well-being will find you. You'll have opportunities. I have people, when I have done that, they said, listen, you've given so much. We want to give you a vacation. We want to invite you over, and we just want to cook you a good meal. And it reminds you of the purpose for why you're doing everything, and not to worry. If I don't worry about myself, the world in return will not worry about themselves. And that interconnected, interdependent process takes place. People will give back. Well, we must be the first to give in everything that we do, because we set the tone.
Yeah. And another beautiful term you have used here, collective good.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm learning many things from you, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Really, I learn from you every day as well.
Yeah, as you mentioned, even I'm not just giving my personal time. I'm giving my children time for society. I'm giving my family time. By reaching home in the evening, everything will be balanced and balanced and balanced and pending and pending. So I want to finish all the pending works.
Yes.
But definitely God knows everything.
Yes, He does.
I think it never be wasted even a drop of sweat. Everything will count at the end. We need not worry about anything. Though we are not getting any personal or individual benefit, we will get benefit certainly at certain time.
Absolutely. We will leave a legacy of good.
Exactly.
There's no greater legacy than you can leave than a legacy of good.
Sure. Yes. And another, can a leader really fail in his way? If yes, why? If no, what might be the secret in his own way?
Oh, I love this, right? Because as a leader, I have failed many times. It is inevitable. If you're gonna lead, you will fail. I said that at a training the other day. I said, expect to fail. But fail is not fatal. Failure is not fatal. It is just another way of learning. But in order to be able to inevitability of failure, you must be transparent. You must be willing to share your experiences. You must be willing to share how you navigated the failure, because sometimes it could be discouraging. Sometimes it could put pressure on your stress, and sometimes even bring depression. But this is when it's so important that you develop a strong network, or as I like to say, a strong tribe. Build people around you who believe in the same things you believe in, who will support you, and you will support them for no other reason than you are here to make a difference. And so when I fail, I have people I can lean on. I can go and talk to them about it. I have mentors. This is why, Coach, is so important. You talk about this a lot. It's so important that you have a coach. Everybody needs a coach, and everybody needs a mentor. And as you know, those are two different things, right? Your coach is coming alongside of you, is probably someone who's at the same level as you, but they're coming not to solve the problem for you, but to help you see that pathway to a solution. Your mentor is someone you can go and lean on, and they can give you wisdom and tell you what to do. in a situation, and having the balance of two will help you overcome that failure and move you along the pathway of life to fulfillment. See, failure can be success as well. Sometimes when you fail at something, it's like a light bulb. Thomas Edison, he said, I did not fail. I just had 10,000 ways that I learned to build something until I perfected it. And it is impacting us to this very moment. I have the lights on right now. And so even in my failure in trying to communicate global citizenship and this whole thing of collaboration, I say I'm a master collaborator, empowering leaders worldwide. And so in the times that I failed in working with people, it has taught me how to build strong relationships and strong networks so that I can help people and then they can help others. So yes, failure can happen, but it's part of success and it's part of the journey.
As per my experience, failure is the broad way to success, a detour to success.
I like that.
Yeah. And also, as you mentioned, and failure is another way to learn many things. Failure is also a kind of success to learn many things from that experience. Failure is just an experience. There is a statement, every success story is a story of great failures.
Yes.
They failed n number of times, but they didn't give up. As you mentioned, a failure is just a learning.
That's it.
Just an experience.
Yes.
My dear viewers, if you are the leaders, note this point in golden letters in your mind. Don't be fear of failure. Use your failure for learning. Take your failure as another success, not failure. It's not a negative. To listen, it's negative. Whenever you take, it's more than positive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Thank you.
We can talk about this all day long, right?
Yes. This would be the last question, and purely this question related to you. And the question is, which is easy and which is difficult? To be or to stand alone, or to be with a crowd or a leader? So which is easy and which is difficult? And if I ask the same question to you, what would you choose? To be alone or to stand alone or to walk along with the we?
That when you gave me that question, I said, I felt like this is a trick question, right? I feel like I was in school and you were my instructor, and it was extra points if I got it right, or if I gave a nuance of these questions. So what I'm going to say, at the end of the day, we is always the best. We is always, the power of we cannot be negotiated. Because John Maxwell likes to say, if you're taking a walk, no one's following, then you're just taking a walk. You're alone. But in his book about 5 levels of leadership, he talks about why people will be willing to follow you. And sometimes it just starts out because they have no other choice, because they work for you. Then it goes into they respect you. Then you have some influence. But then they see you making legacy changes. But ultimately, at the 5th level of leadership, they come alongside of you and they're doing exactly what you do. So we has to always be important. Now, we must stand alone in accountability. That is so key. I must be credible in the work that I do. So I must be accountable and hold myself accountable and allow other people to hold me accountable to do what I said I'm going to do, and to follow through on integrity and on all the things I talked about, empathy. And my commitment to change, I stand alone in that. No one can do that for me. And I must give an account, and I must be able to hold my head up high and said, I did what I was called to do with integrity, with grace, and with a love for the people.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You have given a beautiful reply. We need to be alone to show our accountability.
Yes.
If you want to leave the legacy to this world, we need to be united.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there is a statement, a coach, we are together and together to accomplish great things.
Yes.
We are change makers. So really,
Yes.
we love being as a path makers. You have been leading a coaching program or the charity to leave your legacy, or I also have been following by taking a good support by using 99% the same concept about what we have been discussing, that is the power of we.
Simply finding solutions to the world's problems. And we are creative beings. We were designed to create. Everyone is creative. But in order to do that, you must have a positive mindset. You must be able to take challenging outcomes, disappointments, hardships, and even successes.
Mhm.
And you need to turn your mind into a place that says, how can I take all of these experiences and how can I become a change agent in my day and age? How can I impact the lives of other people, especially the next generation? And the way I tell people, in order to accomplish what I've talked about, you must understand that healthy starts with me and healthy starts with you. So be well, be encouraged, and do what Coach Rambabu says, never give up. And you will see a difference in your world right where you are. You are a world changer right where you are, and the world needs you. Thank you.
Yeah, my dear viewers, I'm going to end up this podcast 27 with this phrase, what we have listened from our coach Sasha, the guest. That is, be change agent.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.